Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. I'm sure a lot of you are already aware of what transpired in Jacksonville, Florida over the last few days, where we had multiple people, 3 people, murdered at a Dollar General by a crazy person. And I'm sure most of you have seen the media coverage of it. And, the usual stuff that comes out whenever something like this happens. The vultures who like to profiteer off this type of stuff. The major media companies mostly. And, fringe groups like Everyday, whatever they're called, and the Gabby Giffords or whatever her name is, people who love to swarm on these things, the David Hoggs, etc. You've seen that. But I was wondering if most people saw the little press conference that they gave from the White House with President Biden, because there's something I want to say about that. While I was watching that, it became very clear that Biden was making this all about race, that it was racially motivated. That was his thing he was focusing on. Now, before people freak out and start yelling at me like, this was definitely about race, you're just trying to defend the racist and you're trying to deny that it was about racism, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not saying that at all. This definitely was about race. This was a horrible person who did horrible things for misguided reasons. This is a heinous act by a disgusting person, and he was motivated by race. But I thought it was kind of refreshing to see Biden for once saying, hey, the problem here is racism. He initially wanted to attack an all-black school. He couldn't do it because they saw him coming and they chased him off, which is kind of, when you hear that story, you kind of feel like, wait, you knew what he was doing, you saw him, and then he got in his car and ran, and you only chased him to the edge of the school, and then just let him get out of your sight and just called the police, and then he went a mile down the road and killed some people. That's something I think we might want to look into in the near future. Like, did those people at the school have authority? Because a lot of campus police have full police authority, and they would have every right to chase him off of campus if he was in the act of a crime or dangerous activity. So that's something we should see later, because right now they just let him go. They got to the edge of the campus and said, well, he's the city's problem now. And then, like I said, he went 1 mile away and killed 3 people. But that's a topic for another day. Like I said, I was just finding it very interesting that they were saying this is a racial issue, not a guns issue. They weren't blaming the tool for once. Now, I'm sure they will. You'll have the regular cast of clowns come out, like the Bloombergs, the Giffords, the people like I mentioned. You'll also see, Eric Swallowswell and all those guys coming out, because that's their bread and butter. That's the only thing they have going for them, is to try to play off people's fears of firearms. They don't ever do anything or say anything of any importance, so they make their money and get their media time demonizing the tools when people do bad things. So you will see that. I mean, you can't make David Hogg do something rational. He's going to do whatever David Hogg does. So just don't pay attention to him. No one else does. I don't think anybody pays attention to David Hogg, who's over the age of 20. But like I was saying, it seems that because of the current climate in Florida, people are actually paying attention to the racism aspect, the motivation for the crime, not just the tool the crime was committed with. To me, that's progress. I'm actually happy to see that, because that's how we need to start dealing with these issues. When someone commits a heinous crime with a gun, a car, a knife, whatever, a bomb, we don't need to deal with how'd they get those materials to make that bomb? How'd they get that knife? How'd they get that gun? What were they doing driving a car? None of those arguments make much sense. What we need to be doing is, why did they do that? What would make them think that was okay? What was their motivation here? Were they mentally ill? Were they just corrupted? What's wrong? Because you have to deal with that, or else things are going to continue to happen. The tool of choice might change from time to time, depending on regulations and how hard it is to get things, but the acts will continue to occur. And for once, I was happy to see the Biden administration, which I'm really surprised they were taking a different approach, because, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And Biden is like the oldest fucking dog there is. And seems this today, I guess his handlers fed him the right lines. because they were dealing with the motivation. They were dealing with the racism. They were even talking about the school and how it might need extra funds. The president of the school was like, we're getting bomb threats. We're getting threats from people to burn down buildings on campus. He's admitting that, hey, we're just being the focal point for people's hatred. He's not focusing on the tools they're using. He's being inclusive. You know, bombs, fire, guns, everything. It's because of racism. And he's wanting federal funds to, beef up security. But if the security he has is an example of what type of security he's going to hire, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, because they seem like they dropped the ball. But like I said, different topic. So, like I said, I'm not saying this isn't about racism, and I know a lot of people will get mad at me when I said that initially. They might start bitching at me right before the video starts because I might make that the title. Biden makes shooting about racism. We'll see. But like I said, they seem to be dealing with the motivation, at least for now, and at least the majority of them are. That might not be the case tomorrow, and I'm sure it will devolve eventually, but it's nice for once to see them doing the right thing, or at least saying the right things. Maybe not doing, but saying the right things. So I just wanted to point that out because to me, that was a step in the right direction. It might even be a sign that right now they know they're not going to get a lot of traction as far as trying to pass new anti-gun laws because of the Supreme Court, etc. And they know that's a losing fight, so they're trying to do other things. And if it makes them deal with, like I said, the motivation behind such activities, then more power to them, whatever the reason they have to choose. Even if it is political to try to gain points, at least it's pointing them in the right direction. And I just wanted to point that out because this seems very rare to me that they did deal with the motivation and not just immediately attack the tools. All right, everybody, one more thing before I go. I want to remind everyone you have a few more days to register for this month's TYMP drawing. If you think you could benefit from TYMP, you think you're someone that would be chosen, go on over to TYMPpistolproject.com. There's a link in the upper corner of this video. There's a box there you can use to register. Tell us your story, and it doesn't have to be some crazy sob story. It can just be like, hey, I live on a fixed income, and I really just can't spare the extra money to start buying the things I need to defend myself and my family. Too busy buying food and paying rent. Doesn't have to be like, oh my God, zombies are outside my door and they're about to kick in the windows and blah, blah, blah. I need one now. It doesn't have to be that. It can just be circumstances. So go on over if you think you could benefit from TYMP and register. If you're someone that doesn't think you need TYMP, but you like the fact that it's there for others and you want to support it, go over to the same website. Once again, link in the upper corner of this video, TYMPpistolproject.com. Buy yourself some merch, like my El Kabong or El Kabang shirt here. It's a bootleg, but you can buy it over there still. They haven't given me a cease and desist order. And we got some new ones over there because people, for some reason, wanted my face on a shirt. I'm almost afraid they're going to start turning these things into targets when they ask for stuff like that. But there's a couple new shirts over there with my face on it. One of them is the Does This Gun Make Me Look Crazy shirt. And then someone wanted a sexy pic of me on a shirt. They almost blackmailed me for it. So I did a sexy pic of me on a shirt. So now we've got the sexy and packing shirt over there you can buy. I don't know why you would want these, but if you don't, it's going to hurt my feelings. I'm going to be like, everybody thinks I'm too ugly to buy my shirt. So if you want to support TYMP and you don't want to hurt my feelings, maybe buy one of those shirts. But any shirt, mug, sticker, whatever you buy over there will support TYMP. That's where the profits go. So if you want to support it, go on over there, buy some merch, or become a starlet over on Subscribestar. We currently have 24 subscribers over on Subscribestar. We need to get that to about 50 if we want to be able to have a chance at funding TYMP. So if you want to support it, go on over there. Like I said, buy some merch or become a starlet over on Subscribestar. And if you think you can benefit, go get registered. And if you're registered before midnight of the 31st of this month, you'll be in the very next drawing, which will be announced on the 15th of next month. And those will be the winners for this month. So if you want to be in the running for that, go on over, register now. And if you want to support it, go support it. And with that being said, I am out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed the show, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.